Good morning, traders. Are you guys ready to go ahead and get your trading action on? I know there's a lot of stocks moving. The question is, will this rally hold up? We'll see what happens towards the bell. Let's keep it going, guys. Hit the like. Let's go. Live trading time.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part? It's beatable.
Good morning, traders. Yes, like our intro tries to remind you guys, the market is beatable, but you got to have your process to go ahead and beat it. I know we're going to bring on the Lord Ryan, of course, Zunaid in the house, hoodie on, and back at home, baby. Let's go, let's go. We in the home field, so that you know what that means. My man's ready to swing.
Yes, sir. What's going on? Good morning, y'all. What's up, Mitch? You got your orange juice today or no?
Not enough. Yeah, not enough, man. I need to get my pinky on up. We'll get on going there, but that's all we can do. You know, I need a little break. I'll go ahead and I'll figure it out. I will let you guys know my internet's a little bit cutty today. I've been cutting in and out. So just a heads up, if you guys see me disappear or freeze, I'll be back. Just
A little bit Cuddy. We're going to call you Kid Cuddy today then.
only way, baby. Let's go. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at what stocks you guys are checking out in the pre-market. Of course, we got earnings from Walmart. Walmart getting hit hard on that. But the retail sales weren't that bad. One thing that I'd point at Walmart, it's a clear example of what I'm seeing in this environment often right now, which is margins coming down, but really, you know, they're still profitable. They're still looking at revenue. But the big thing here with Walmart is, of course, what is going on, right? So higher fuel prices, they stated that, and they also stated higher employee wages. So just to kind of show where they're losing the margins, right? They're passing down the inflation on products because that's an easy one. But where you can't hand down and kind of get the money back is where? It's in your trucking to get your supply to where you need it, right? That's fuel costs. It's the employee costs. You can't just be like, oh, well,
you can't just give everyone $15 an hour arbitrarily because people are mad?
We're losing out on margin. So, sorry, I'm going to have to take back the raise that I gave you. We're going to take it back, and now you're going to work for less. That's just not the way it works right now. So we'll see what happens, what's going on in the world. And this is a clear example of what can happen when you have such thing called wage inflation. They haven't talked too much about this. They've been talking about how the supply chains, they've been talking about Russia, but really what I'm seeing out there affecting the bottom line is not necessarily the inflation that's going on around us. It's the inflation we're causing to ourselves by increasing those wages to a next step. And yes, it might seem better for that person that's at that $15 job, but for a person that's not at that $15 job, are we getting any benefit from this? And it can clearly shows up that on the bottom line, there's no benefit to us, at least right now. If anything, it's just going to cause Walmart prices to continue going up, and a bunch of discount stores pointing towards the upside in their prices. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at what you're seeing on out there, Zunaid. What is on your radar today?
Yeah, so I'm not a fan of this gap up, unfortunately. I was hoping for us to kind of start at least mid, if not red, and then we could try to poke our way towards the 104, towards the 404. You can go to the daily and try it a couple of times right over here, including yesterday, and it could not get past us. I was hoping we could make that attempt and then blow through it, but unfortunately we have gapped up. So now you can see 408, I believe it is. Yep, 408 right here, looking to be resistance at the moment. So what I probably do is I'm going to set an alert on my E-Trade that as soon as we get to 405.15, go ahead and buy some calls, and then maybe even when it gets to 404 for that retest, and then we can see if we can make our way a little bit higher. So looking to scalp maybe a point or two on the SPY right from the start. That's something to kind of keep an eye on. And then we're going to talk about Netflix. Well, so let's take a look at Walmart. I pretty much don't like to play Walmart or any stock similar to it, just because to me the move isn't as quick as I'd like. But if you wanted to play Walmart 137, you can see a couple of times it's tried to break through, but it's acting as support. So if you wanted 137 is a level to take an eye on, and above 140 would be your break. Let's go ahead and take a look at Apple. I was hoping to go ahead and get 140s on this one. 140s, I think 139 was resistance. Excuse me, was support on this one. Let's go back and see if I can find it. Of course, it broke. There you go. About 138.83. So I was hoping to get that 140, 139 test. Couldn't quite get it. Again, we're gapping up, but that 150 should act as resistance. So once it comes to 150, maybe you can scalp about 50 cents to $1. That's what I'm going to try to do. So I'm going to set an alert right about there on Apple and see what kind of move we can get on that. And then let's go ahead and go to Netflix here as well. Looking to see if we can pop above this 196. That's where resistance was yesterday. If we get a little bit of momentum, looking to go above that. So going to set an alert on Netflix at about 196. And that's what I've got for now. Oh, and then I've got a chance to play this one. I was definitely nervous playing it, but it worked out. INDO. So if we get oil moving again, this could be an interesting one to play. I know it's gone a little bit higher in the past. You can see it's gone at 30. And, of course, in March, it went all the way up to the 85s, it looks like. So definitely some range on this one. Going to keep an eye on it. And then one stock that I did go ahead and purchase options on, it was either this one or it was CAR-V. Let me go ahead and check real quick on my E-Trade. Which one? Nope, it is this one. I got the $15 calls expiring June 17th. And that's for the Juneteenth move on this one here. Let's go ahead and kind of come back a little bit. You can see the moves that it has in June up there, and you can see the moves that it has in June. So are we going to get that big of a move? Probably not, but I have started a position in this one, hoping for it to continue moving on up. So going to keep an eye on these stocks as well. And then that's all I got.
All right, let's go to Lord Ryan. What do you got for us today?
All right, so we're going to take a look at some of these smaller cap stocks right off the movers like we do every morning. I believe it was Jay Wild mentioned MU in the chat here. Or is it Jay Rice? I might have mixed it up there. Yeah, NU, Jay Rice. So this is actually one that we've seen on the scanner before. This is looking like a really nice chart here this morning. For us to trade this, or for this to be predictable for the type of trading that we're going to do, we're going to need to see a little bit more volume pour in. You can see yesterday this really sold off, traded on pretty nice volume. Take a look at the 5-day. The last 3 days have kind of been a step up in volume. So drew some lines here based on today's pre-market session. And I think that we actually might make a run at this. We're currently at 485. The high here is 511. So if we can bust through this and get towards 5, maybe we can go towards 511. I would say I put another couple lines above this just in case. We've actually seen this one on the scanner before. I can't recall if we've actually traded it live here on this program, but this one has been on the scanner before. I've seen a lot of people in the Benzinga Pro chat. Shout out to them for trading this one as well. So this is absolutely on watch today. You can see we do have a why is it moving here. They're trading higher after better than expected Q1 sales results. I also want to mention IDRA. Now, this is one that is not over $1. So generally, I don't trade these. I probably won't today, but we do have a pretty awesome why is it moving. They basically stopped the trial, investigator-sponsored trial, because enrollment for the primary endpoint has been halted early as a result of the primary endpoint being met. So the trial, it sounds to me like the trial was so good that they just stopped it. They didn't need to see anymore. Call off the fight. It's good. So I wouldn't be surprised if this actually trades up too. I'm generally not a fan of these sub-dollar stocks, these penny stocks, but this might produce some opportunity today. So we're going to go ahead and check that out. MITQ, this is another one that's come off our scanner before. This one, I think, this one's 7.5 million float. So low float here. This one can get pretty wild. Basically, what we're looking for here is a move through 140. Well, we move through 140. Maybe we can go ahead and take out some of those highs. We've got some pretty good volume today. If we look at the daily chart here, you can see this chart pretty much just moves down. So this is day trading only, and it's not a stranger to some of these pops. So if you get the pop, don't be afraid to take it here. This might actually trade back down. We got BRDS. This is Bird Global. They also reported better than expected Q1 sales results. If we can hold 120, maybe we can make a move towards the highs at 155. Some spots along the way are going to be 135 and 141. Excuse me. I got one more on here. Up here we go. AUVI. This is Applied UV. They're having a nice little morning here with some elevated volume. Looks like the base here is 121. We're currently at 128. Would love to see a pullback out of the open here. If we actually make a big move right through 138, I would just simply not trade this and wait for it to set up entirely. So that's kind of where I'm at with these. Mitch, you talked a little bit about Walmart. It'll be interesting to see where this actually trades today. I would expect, I would expect for this to bounce a little, especially considering the gap. However, if we start to bleed back some of those gains, all bets are off here. I'm with Zunaid. I would have rather not seen a gap up. I still think in the SPY that we're going to test lower. So I would have liked to see us gap down and then find relative strength versus the gap down.
Boom, boom. We're here, baby. Hendrix is here. I'm here. It's time for the money. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Hendrix. Headbutt, baby. Oh.
I got a really quick question here. Jason is asking, Ryan, do you use your own scanner or trade ideas? Thanks. This is a great question. Just so you're aware, I don't use the Trade Ideas scanner. I'm well aware that it is a very popular scanner. I'm well aware it's well featured. I've never really had a need for it. A lot of the traders that I follow, including some that I consider mentors, do use Trade Ideas, some of them anyway. But I do not. I use the scanner right here in Benzinga Pro. In fact, for this show, the trading that we're doing here, all of the tools that I use are Benzinga Pro. I use the Squawk. I'm always listening to Charlie Squawk things. I use the scanner. I use the signals tool, and I use the details tool to check news, as well as the chart with just the click of a mouse. So the entire trade from idea generation to execution uses Benzinga Pro. Obviously, I execute the trades through the broker, of course, but the only tool that I use here is Benzinga Pro. I've shared this a number of times. The scanner that I use are just 3 settings. Volume over 1 million to make sure that the play is liquid enough. Sometimes I actually don't catch some of the really good charts because they only trade 700,000 shares. That's sometimes where the Squawk comes in. That's sometimes where Twitter comes in, where I'll see somebody else or a group of other people talking about a different stock, and then I'll pull it up on my screen and be like, oh yeah, this actually looks like a really good setup. The crux of this scan is going to be relative volume. This relative volume is a time-based relative volume. It measures the relative volume and compares it to the same rolling 5-minute window across the past 10 days. So like it says in the example here, an R vol of 2, or presented as a ratio, an R vol of 2 at 10:05 a.m. means that stock did 2x the average volume it normally does between 10 and 10:05. This is important to me because I want to know where that unusual volume is. Instead of setting this at 2, I set this at 3. And then lastly, because I'm long bias trader, which really sucks right now, because I'm a long bias trader, I'm looking for a change percent over the past rolling 1 minute. 0.2%. You can play around with this value. The higher the higher you make it, the later on you're going to catch some of these plays. The lower you make it, some of these plays might try to curl, but then ultimately fail before they actually make the move up. This is what I use. I use it every single day. All of these plays that I'm calling out, they all come from this. Ryan, all we want to know is where are the cheat codes? Bro, the cheat codes are in your brain. That is what you have, a game genie literally plugged into your brain. You just need to you need to figure out how to unlock that. Once you do, it'll be good times.
You don't got a
You're
Game
welcome,
Shark?
Jason.
You don't have a Game Shark? I have a
Game Shark, Game
Benzinga
Genie. I
Pro.
pulled the first one that came to mind. I knew you'd have a problem with it. It is what it is.
No, more along. I don't got a problem with it. I'm using one, baby. It's called Benzinga Pro. You got to have that code in there. But let's go ahead. Let's take a look at what we're seeing on out there. Walmart getting crushed. So this is one that I'm going to be paying attention to because I want to see if it bounces back. you can see the margins were really a problem there. Target down to 215 today. DG down on that also. We also saw KSS down today, now bouncing back. Macy's, someone looked like someone fat-fingered there, down towards 16. So whoever misput order there on Macy's, feel bad for you. Definitely, I think someone put a couple extra zeros maybe on a trade there and figured out, oopsies. We'll see what happens there. Paying attention also to see what happens in DraftKings, stocks like that. Do we start coming back on up? Yesterday we saw growth get hit hard, right? ARKK tried to break through the low, but it's already back closer towards the top of the range right now. If that could break through the high, this could actually be an alert signal for us that maybe we need to start trading some of these growth names to the upside, at least for the time being, right? It could be just a rally here that we're seeing in the SPY. And I do see the rally at least having some legs now. It could go to 412 today. It doesn't mean that it's going to, come back. This is the bottom. I'm still not a believer in that. But one thing I am a believer in is jumping on the momentum right now. And when you get the momentum, you got to ride it, right? You got to have the gas on that day where you're seeing the trends hold. And those are the days that we need to make money. There's one thing that I've noticed in this market, at least from my statistics, is that I've made giant leaps in profits on days where the trend is just continuing. And then the other days, what is it? It's a bunch of choppiness. So what did that tell me? That I need to go ahead and hit the brake when I'm seeing the choppiness. But when I'm seeing clearness or the stocks are going in one trend, that's when we need to hit it hard and make big profits on those days. And this really what I'm seeing in my data, because I took a review last night going through that, looking at where the winners are, where the losers are. A lot of it is the choppiness in the middle there. Small losers, small winners. What we're looking really is to expand on those bigger winners, and that's really what's done us well this year. Stocks like Lucid, still short on this, guys. We'll see what happens today. Could get stopped out on it, but just going to stick to the trade here, guys. We'll look for a move back down through 17, going towards 1550, and that could give us some more gain on that one trade. I'm going to be looking for trades today. We'll see what happens. It's all going to be on the SPY and the Qs. The Qs are already pointing towards the upside. A move above 305 is going to be interesting for us. We'll go ahead and alert you when we get that move. I think you pay attention today to see what happens in stocks like Tesla and Apple. Do we start just ramping back on up through the 150 in Apple right out the gates? That could give you some signal that we are starting to get a little bit strong in the market. All right, we'll see what happens there. Of course, remember, guys, today at 2 p.m., Powell will be speaking with the Wall Street Journal at their conference. So that could definitely change things up. And there's a bunch of Feds that could be speaking beforehand. So if you see a quick dip, just remember there could be some catalysts. We'll try to get it to you here. But like always, we'll see what happens here. Going to pay attention to see what happens in energy. Energy is coming on back. I know that a lot of these stocks kind of took a break there for a second. But if you take a look here at XOM, you're going to see that it's setting on up for another move back above 92. One thing that I'll talk about oil is China's coming back online here. They're talking about how they're going to get their kind of on June 1st, they're looking to get the lockdowns done with, and that could bring demand into oil that could actually skyrocket the price even higher. So just pay attention, guys. I'm going to be paying. I'll see if we can get above $120 a barrel. We're really close to that right now. I remember when I mentioned that the first time and we were at $80 a barrel, and it sounded like an insane idea, but we might actually get higher than $120 a barrel. We'll see what happens there.
That lockdown news, that I saw that Reuters report yesterday. That's something that we discuss all the time on the happy hour. That lockdown is only for Shanghai.
Yeah.
So Shanghai targets the June lockdown exit as economy slumps. I mean, if you go through that article, it's absolutely ridiculous what they've done to their own economy. The stats are eye-poppingly bad.
Well, Ryan, we won't get into all why they're doing it. We could get into a talk on that, but yeah, they're definitely destroying their economy, and I think they're doing it on purpose, purposely. But I mean, hey, we all know China always has kind of something in their journal, right? Something that they're working on.
I'll post the article. This was from yesterday, by the way. I just went ahead and posted it in the chat.
And then I also I also saw that for the first time in there was 3 days where they didn't have a case show up in Shanghai. Just to kind of mention that for COVID, we'll see what happens. I mean, I think you might even see them kind of let the. I think June 1st might actually be far from now. I think you could see it even happen earlier or sooner.
Yeah, I actually spoke to somebody again on the happy hour who's familiar with this. They actually live in Asia and they were familiar with the situation. The opening up is going to happen in phases, and it's scheduled to start, excuse me, on June 1st. So the reality is that this could take quite some time for this to actually open, despite some of the better rhetoric that we've heard, like in the article that I mentioned that I linked there. Just really quickly, some of the stats from this article. Recent data has been bleak. Catering revenue, this is in China, sank 22.7%. Property sales by value slumped 46.6%, and auto sales crashed 97.6%. In Shanghai, China's most populous city of 25 million people, no cars were sold last month. Data showed, with dealerships shut. China Eastern Airlines, which is based in the city, said passenger numbers collapsed 90.7% in April year on year.
Do you remember, Lord Ryan, when the Shanghai lockdowns first started and I said, we should go shorting NIO, LI, and these Chinese autos, because how the hell do you sell an auto when you're locked down? There you see it, zero sales. And what has happened to NIO since then?
Of course, it's gapped up this morning.
I mean, that was up when we were at $20. So I mean,
yeah.
If you rode that to $12, I mean that's almost a 40% move there from a catalyst that really it wasn't anything special. I didn't know anything that probably you guys didn't know out there. That's why we got to look at catalysts sometimes, and we got to think around the box, outside the box, not just inside of the box. That was a very outside of the box thought at first, just because people weren't thinking about it. At first, they were like, they're worried about the lockdowns. They're worried about oil. But what does this do for the EV players? What is this doing for Tesla right now? Big example why you could be seeing Tesla come on down. It's probably not the U.S. sales that are struggling right now. But if they can't even make the cars in Shanghai, there you go. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at what's going on out there. We'll see what happens in the market today. I think you got to watch to see what's happening here. I'm going to take a look at CWeb, though. We did get some good reports there from JD, Baba. We could see this kind of break out today. This is a 2 times bull leverage. So I'm going to take a look to see if we get a breakout right here out the gates. Might be trading CWeb a little bit here just to make some look for like a quick profit on a day trade and then continue on through the day as we see some of these plays happen. All right, guys, 9:30 about to start in about 20 seconds here. The biggest thing that I want you guys to do for me is if you guys can do me the favor right now, hit that like button. Let's go ahead. Let's get it started before the bell here and hit that like. Let's keep it going, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Hit those likes for me. Who's going to make that money today? Who wants to flex today? I want to see who wants to flex. Guys, let me know in the chat if you guys get a flexing type of trade. I want to see you flex on out there. Show me that flex. Show us that trade. Let us know. And if you guys want to join the stream today, let us know in the chat. You guys are always welcome on the show. All right, there's the bell there. We're looking at CWeb right out the gates. I'll be paying attention to that. Zunaid and Ryan, if you guys got a trade for any reason, go ahead and just take the stream. I'm going to be watching this right out the gates here.
All right, we'll do right out of the gates here. NU up to 5. So Jay Wild, you are on it so far. Let's see if they take out 5. Pretty decent size bid at 498, although they're hitting it. So this is moving quick here, but looks like we're going to try to push through 5. We'll watch and see if that happens.
All right, getting an hourly pullback look here on CWeb. Going to look to see if it holds 557 on any pullbacks, comes back through 570s.
PPSI also trying to take out, PPSI also trying to take out the high here of 420. Lol. Let's see if we can actually go ahead and do that. PPSI setting up for a pop through 420.
Looking for a pullback buy in BTU. Needs to come back down between 2290s here.
It's Rice, not well. Jay, I'm sorry, man. There's 2 of you guys. You guys always contribute well. I mix it up. My apologies. It's nothing personal. It's just me being a moron.
All right, C-Web coming back here, guys. I'm going to try to take this. Nice little comeback there in C-Web.
That's true, Jay. If I just say Jay Wild Rice every time, I can't be wrong.
Long a little bit of C-Web. Looking for a pullback here to add towards the VWAP at 66.
MITQ first move here down to that support here.
Added to C-Web.
C-Web does look like it wants to bust 573 to the upside.
Also looking for BTU. I am seeing Lucid jump there too. Just got to put a stop there in a second just to protect that position. But I am seeing it jump a little bit there. Seeing Snow push up a little bit. How's our SPY here? SPY's coming down there towards the 405.75s. Looking at BTU to get in there below 2290s for BTU. I'll let you guys know if I get in there too.
JD, good call, Ron. JD pushing here out of the open. This one a little bit more expensive, but still making a nice move here. We actually, what did we close at 51 yesterday? Currently printing 56s. 56.50 looks to be the spot. ARK is green, up by 4.5% today, moving towards the highs. ARKK.
No fill in that BTU pullback. Was trying to get filled there on the 2290s. No fill yet.
Jay Wild on SOXL. Nice first move here. I didn't take anything overnight last night.
There's a nice push there for C-Web. Nice now 575s.
C-Web moving with SOXL, by the way, and TQQQ.
I think we could get about 20 cents if it continues into the 580s to the 590s here. So I'm going to look for above like 586 to take profits for a quick little gain here out the gates. BTU, man, no fill on BTU. Wanted that one for sure. Had the order out there. It just was watching two at the same time, and I missed the entry there by about 5 cents there. It was a nice little pop there above 23.35. That's the bottom one right here.
Apple with a nice move. Was hoping for a test of about 148's missed that by a little bit. SPY was hoping for that 405. It came to 405.50. Still waiting on that. PayPal waiting for 79. Only came down to 80. So right out the gate, just haven't come down to where I wanted it.
I'll put Apple in the bottom right here. SPY in the middle here. And let's put Tesla here at the top middle. Tesla looking strong here out the gates here. We'll see if this can continue.
AUVI approaching the highs here. That's a little extended for me though. MITQ pulled back.
All right, looking for a ramp up here in C-Web for it to start pushing here.
And you pulled back.
BTU pulling back there. BTU pulling back.
TPSI pulled off that spot. So no trades yet, but we might be getting some setups here.
Canceled my BTU because it's dropping fast there. Trying to get in here a little bit closer towards the 80s. Okay, just got to fill there at 82s there for BTU. 2282s. Looking for C-Web to continue now. Don't want to see C-Web break the VWAP now. That's 568. BTU coming down fast. We'll see if it can hold pullbacks.
So it looks like AUVI up to 138. Took that out. Here it goes. That happened fast, but here we go. Let's see if they yank it back down. Yep, yanked right back in. $133 would be a stop here. That'd be out. All right, so a nice attempt here to break that 138. It looks like they got some prints at 139. So 138, 139, this is going to be the spot on the setup.
I might get out of here on CWeb. It just hit the VWAP and just went one tick below it, holding off 564s right now.
I'm going to take a risky play here on Home Depot. Home Depot, the 325 calls. I got filled at 86 cents expiring this week. Home Depot, 325 calls expiring this week. Got filled at 86 cents.
Well, I like that, Zunaid.
Yeah, hoping for that pop above 310 and go.
Yeah, you pop above 310, 311 there. I think you might go with this.
Yeah.
My only concern here is the market kind of pulling back off this pop. That would really be it.
Yeah, and the market came down to about 405.23 or so, and then it popped right back up. It didn't quite get to the 405 for me to get calls, so I missed it again by 20 cents. It's testing VWAP here at 406. Pop above would be great for Home Depot.
Apple right off that VWAP. We'll see if it comes on up here. Lucid pushing and could stop me out there for the rest of the shares. I have the stop play, so I don't have to stress about that. BTU dropping fast. Got to make sure it doesn't cut through here, through the 2250s here.
AUVI, although they pulled it here, it's actually holding in pretty well. The longer it kind of jostles around this area here, this elevated area, the more I like it to actually bust through 138. So we'll see. Not in it at the moment. NU trying to curl back up towards those highs as well. Remember, 5 here, I think, is going to be our first spot on NU.
Added to CWeb. Added to CWeb. Still holding to the same spot. All right, what's going on out there, guys? What's up? What's up? Sometimes it's going to be options. Sometimes it's going to be shares. It just depends on.
Yeah, we do both. We do both here.
What's going on out there, guys? Looks like some traders are definitely more focused today. I'm seeing some trades being mentioned out there. We'll see if this can continue. What's up, Zunaid? How's the HD trade going?
Yeah, it's currently below VWAP here at 307.50. So I'm not the biggest fan of it. If you wanted to exit, you could exit for about a $20 loss. I'm going to hold on to it, especially because it's a small size. 305 would be another area for me to buy it. But like Ryan mentioned, the SPY is looking a little bit weak. Hoping for the test of 305 or 405 on the SPY, and then we can bounce back up. But for so far, looking at a $20 loss per contract on Home
AUVI
Depot.
here up at 140. There's a big seller at 140. Chris, to answer your question, how's the liquidity in AUVI? It's excellent. I mean, I don't know what kind of wallet you're rocking over there. There's been 9 million shares traded already today. You should be able to get in and out of that with no problem. Whatever size that you want. 140 up here. Let's see if we take this down. Might pop above 140 here. They're taking it. Refresh seller here is getting taken. Let's see if they actually clear it out.
Let's go. Let's go.
Boom,
Ryan,
there
you
it
gotta
is.
put yourself up, my friend.
So took out. So here's the thing. Here's what's making this trade a little difficult. We had a couple of levels here, 138 and 140. I guess you could call 139. It snaps too. Every time that they actually take it through this, they yank it back, but it's ended up resolving higher. So might be a little bit more prudent here to buy some of the pulls. And add at 134 would have been premium. Obviously, we know that in hindsight now. Let's see if we can actually hold this level here. VWAP, I got it at 132. As long as we stay above that, buying the pulls might be all right. Keep the stop tight if you're going to end up doing this.
All right,
they've taken out that high. Sorry, Mitch. They've taken out that high 3 times already this morning. Let's see if they try it again.
All right, just sold some of BTU there at 23s. Got that from 2270s. Still have a little bit left. Looking for that to continue. That's BTU. And CWeb now breaking through the 575s. That's good. Good ad we got there at the VWAP. Looking for that to continue through 575s. Let's see if it gets up there towards 580s, towards the 590s. Make sure we don't lose on these BTU shares again or from here. Now that we already took in some profit, let's look for this to kind of get through the 23.25 area. See where we want to see continuing. SPY's a little bit choppy here. How's our Qs? Qs haven't pushed through that 305 yet. And once you get that push through the 305, you could see continuation in some tech names. Technology leading us, well, not leading us. Consumer cyclicals leading us from the open, then technology. What's moving in technology? Electronic gaming, solar, and semiconductors. Those are the three areas that I'd be watching right now.
Yeah, HD coming down here as well. Doesn't look pretty whatsoever. SPY rejected off of VWAP at 406.
Keeping a close eye on BTU. Might have to get rid of it here. Needs to hold here.
Grabbing a couple more contracts on Home Depot. Got filled at 52 cents. If it breaks this and goes to about 304, I will be out.
Keeping an eye on CWeb here. Now we're up to 578. It's not much on this trade so far, so that's why I'm looking to see if it's going to continue going. If not, I'm just going to sell it and get my capital back. We're in the green, but it's just working very slowly here. Let's take a look at JD and how those stocks are doing. JD's up, Baba up nice. Just put a nice candle in there for us. That's going to help us in CWeb.
Jumia up too. Jessica, nice shout on Jumia.
ETL
That's up
also.
here. That actually pushed through the highs here. 671 is the current day high. Looks like they had earnings. Let me check Jumia out here.
I bet you
How
the
those
Citron
earnings were.
tweet attached to it too.
Might get stopped
again?
out here in BTU.
I said Citron's been tweeting about them for quite some time.
This is a long play for Citron, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Big level here for BTU.
The Amazon of Africa. And there's that bounce off of 305 for Home Depot.
Good earnings too. This might go higher here, JMIA. It's already a little bit extended from the pre-market level 631, but this might take another leg higher. Hopefully this sets up. I got VWAP here at about what, 633, 641 on TD.
All right, looking for BTU to take out 23s on the upside. That can continue us to keep pushing here.
PPSI curling now below VWAP at 395. Think you might be able to get a trade if we trade through VWAP here. Volume pretty outstanding on PPSI.
AMD breaking 100. Did not play that. Nice little pop.
SOXL just no chill, just right to the highs.
I want to see BTU recover here, 23s.
AMRS, interesting. Interesting.
SPY popped above VWAP 406s. Home Depot struggling. Come on, Home Depot. SPY right back down, smacked about the 405.50s on the range at low a day. Hasn't quite hit low a day.
All right, there's a big order on the bid side. If we get through 23s, I'm going to add on BTU here. Just saw 100 show up there right at 2270s. Looking for that to take out the 23s on the upside for BTU. So we're going to look for this to kind of take out the trend line here. You can see here there's a trend line right below the VWAP. If it gets through the 23s, we should see a nice lift. That's in that area right here. 2270s is where I started seeing a lot of volume just kind of wait there. We'll see if that cuts through. We got to get out.
Affirmed, looking like it's going to try to break out of this formation here on the 15-minute, 25.36. I still like this for lower. We'll see how long it takes for this to actually reverse, but it looks like it's strong here this morning.
All right, guys.
Veru on our scanner again. How about them apples? Didn't even have to draw lines. 1387, your area here on Veru, if we can get through it. PPSI approaching the VWAP. Above VWAP on TradingView here.
Out there, BTU. Lost about 6 cents, 7 cents on the shares, but made 20 or 30 cents on the first sell. So still in the green there. We'll look for BTU. If it can recover 23s, I might take it again. But for right now, I got out. Let's go to CWeb. How's that looking? All right, CWeb might get me out here. Didn't get through the 580s there, the 578s.
Will is asking, has Ryan ever seen what the sun looks like? Yes, I spent about 45 minutes yesterday in direct sunlight. I was sweating my face off. The issue that I have right here is I have 4 screens just blasting me with blue light. So it looks like my skin is almost purple, especially when I wear a purple shirt. I got a light coming, though. That's going to help breathe some of that warmer light on me. I'm going to look more human. Appreciate your concern, though, Will.
It's looking out for you, bro.
I know he is. It can't possibly some faceless guy on the internet insulting me. That never happens.
Never. There's BTU dropping down. I'm glad I stepped on out here. Gonna probably get out here of CWeb also because I'm seeing a lot of downside action coming in here. Yeah, I'm stepping out of CWeb for a little bit. We can come back to it if we want to, but we're not going to take a hit here in the wrong direction. We can kind of just watch now. We're seeing the Qs just evaporate. I might even add to Lucid here.
Home Depot, I'm going to take a loss. I'm out. SPY, I'm going to go ahead and add some here at, let me see. The 406 calls, I went ahead and added at 288. 406 calls at 288. Expiring tomorrow.
Apple dropping fast there, guys. Home Depot dropping fast also. Walmart going up yet? Nope. All right, let's take a look at what is doing well and what's changing up here. So consumer cyclicals was up over 1%, and so was technology was up about 8.8. Now it's down to 0.69. Financial services actually not having a bad day there.
AUVI, after its pull, bouncing back up towards highs. I still think that this might go higher here. At 140, they're clearing out a huge block. 140 out. High a day here on AUVI is 143. Looks like they just took out a bunch of stock at 140. We'll see if we can actually get this thing going. Ryan, you can turn your computer screen on low blue light. Yeah, I know, which I've actually experimented with that. It doesn't really seem to help my eyes, and it just looks weird. I'll deal with looking like I'm super pale. I'll have it fixed a different way. Don't worry about it.
All right. We'll see what happens there. Bank's doing well right now, guys.
Back up to 140 here, AUVI. Through. Higher now, 142. There we go. There's your pop. They yanked it right back, though. They only gave you 7 cents, and they yanked it right back. Let's see if they can actually take this back out on the high.
SPY right back to 405, cracking now. It was up to 405.50. Gave you 50 cents and about 7% on the contract. Stop loss for me is going to be below 404, so around 403.50 would be my stop loss.
Something a little different today.
Right back down to 140 here on AUVI.
A little jazz piano action.
Jazz piano. Can't wait to go to sleep. I'm just kidding.
Knock out then, Ryan.
I'm sorry.
We won't be mad at you.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
You don't like jazz?
I actually really like jazz.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I'm a big jazz guy.
No, I'm not a big jazz. No. I enjoy it. I enjoy it under some circumstances, but I feel like that would just make me tired.
You've got Mosaic here. Sorry, you've got Mosaic here. $70 calls expiring September 16th. Approximately $2 million worth. I got some equity. But let me go ahead and pull it up here. Mosaic for you. It's testing VWAP to the right side. You've got SPY coming up a little bit as well. Pop above 64. This should go ahead and test 65. I am front running a little bit because I have to get in the position and get you guys the options as well. But just keep an eye on it. If it does pull back,
AUVI right back up to those highs.
Watching BTU come back here.
Matter of fact, to write down MOS and see if the Nigerians call it out on halftime. Would not be surprised. And there's a pop on MOS.
This guy said, would not be surprised. Because they're watching you, Zunaid, of course.
I mean, hey, who doesn't?
All right, there's BTU coming back with some momentum there. Want to see it start getting some volume, though. The volume hasn't really picked up.
Veru, by the way, nice pop above 14s. Hit almost 1450. I gotta stop. I gotta put these limit orders in. God damn.
Woohoo! BTU moving fast around. That's how it likes it. It likes to move.
So AUVI put in a new high here and then yanked again. So this is a grind higher. Any of these lower spots, if you held through the pull, you're green. I just take it off and add on the pulls here. AUVI. This one not moving as often as we had hoped, but still grinding up higher. The volume here looks real good. Wouldn't be surprised if we end up going higher. 149 your day high here.
MOS, I'm all out of equities. I didn't get into the options. I'm all out of MOS. Look at that beautiful move. Holy shit.
Taking a shot.
Chris.
Quick shot here in LAC, guys. LAC just got in there at 2404s. Looking for a breakout above 2420s. And the risk right now is 2380s. So 20-cent risk. Looking for the breakout above 2425, going towards 2450. See what happens here. LAC setting on up. We in there. Let's see what happens.
NNDM. This one actually, I was watching AUVI, so I missed the actual move here. NNDM, great trade here, right through 291. This is the move. This is the high that we set right after the market opened. We blasted through it on the biggest volume stick of the day. Back tested the line twice in the next 1 minute windows, the next 2 consecutive 1 minute windows. And then we actually took out the high here at 296, got as high as 304 here. So I'd actually like to see this set up again. Trade here was from 291, gave 13 cents. For the next trade here, we'd want this to set up again. So if you hit NNDM, awesome. But for another trade here, we would want this to set up.
All right, looking at BTU starting to push there, guys. So that 2290s already came from the 2250s spot. Looking strong here. Now got just above the trend line. I'm looking for a slight tick down towards 2280s or 2275s to get in here. Sometimes it likes to just rip, though. Hunter
asking, do you recommend newer traders to trade off patterns or more so market sentiment momentum? Well, so I would recommend that new traders look at all three of those things, but recognizing patterns is probably going to be your quickest path to profitability. I say that hesitantly because everyone's a little bit different. The three things you named, all very important. I pay attention to market sentiment, momentum, and patterns every single day.
Yeah, I would say they're all important.
All important, absolutely.
Well, one of the things is that I talk about it all the time, how you can have a good catalyst, you could have a good trade on, and then the market go against you. So always knowing both, you got to know all that.
I've got an ES trade off of the 40, 50, 50, looking to get out with a couple of points.
Starter on BTU.
All out on that ES trade. You've got the SPY coming down to the 404.50s. I still have those SPY calls. Let me see how much they're down. They're down about 7%. Going to go ahead and add it. By the way, did anyone get to play MOS off of the call sweep that we had? Because now you're up about almost 2 points on that one. Curious if anyone got a chance to play that.
There's a nice push in LAC there, guys, up towards 2410s. Let's see if it can continue above the VWAP is what we want to see. Same thing for BTU, holding VWAP now and getting back above, taking out the highs. There's LAC towards 24.12s. I see 24.20s just go really quickly into it. Same for BTU. Let's see it take out 23s really fast here.
All right, got a little bounce off of ES, off of the 40-50. He's now currently 5 points above. SPY looking to get back as well. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you played MOS. That's awesome. Again, feel free to scale out because you've got 65 as resistance intraday.
A lot of movement out here, guys. Just pay attention here. BTU back at VWAP.
And real quick, so I have NNDM on the screen. This is why we wait for it to set up instead of chasing. Visual representation of exactly why you want to do that. Now that we're actually waiting this pullback out, we're going to mark off 304 as your day high. And now we've got some pretty clear, well, my goodness, it's time for me to have a vacation. Now we have some pretty well-defined levels here. I'd actually like to see this continue pulling back to that 291 level and hold above it. To me, that would be bullish.
You're just a couple of days away from a vacation, my man.
Today and tomorrow, that's it.
There you go.
That's it, bro. You'll make it there.
I just can't talk. I get frustrated when I can't talk.
Yeah, I understand that. At least you didn't drool on stream.
That's true. I can't believe all the people would do that.
Wait, who drooled on stream?
Hey, Zunaid, dude, you're not allowed to know now. If you missed it, you missed it, bro.
So Mitch did.
That's
Got
so
it.
funny. Oh, man.
You know I don't hide.
I mean, hey, man. Sometimes I drool over stocks too. I don't blame you.
Hey, dude, like I said, the stocks are just looking so juicy, bro.
Thanks, Ryan. Now go take a nap. Oh, man. I give my right arm to take a nap right now.
Oh, man. Let's go, BTU.
Technically, today's my last day of vacation, so I might as well go take a nap.
All right, Q's are starting to drop on me, man. This is one of those trades where like
I said I'd be out till Tuesday.
But then now you're starting to see the market drop. This is when I get a little bit like frustrated. Really nice setups, but if the market comes down, so be it. That's just how it goes.
By the way, AUVI, while we were talking about other stocks, this actually popped and gave us even more. This one, a little bit more difficult to trade the breaks. Like I would still stay with the strategy of buying the pulls and keeping your stops tight. Even if you're wrong, even if you buy a pullback and it goes down another 2 cents and you sell it for a very small loss, that still might be better than trying to buy a breakout and be staring at a 10-cent loss on a nasty pullback. This good action here, though, great volume. It sure feels like this wants higher.
I'm exhausted. I think the reason is because I woke up at 3:30 to get some water, and I knew it. I knew I was gonna get screwed, and I did.
The way of life, bro. The way of life. The late night wake up.
Yeah. MOS.
Whoa.
HOD.
Zunaid, didn't you have INDO on your list this morning?
I did. I didn't play it though. I was waiting for it to come on down to 15s.
I
played Veru, but I didn't play Endo.
I didn't watch it either. 2 great trades on this too.
Yep.
That's my fault. I take responsibility for that.
So if I would have, so I'm looking at it, right? Looking at hindsight, I would have gotten in on the second 5-minute candle as it broke above VWAP. Then I would have gotten stopped out on the 4th one. Then I would have gotten back on the 5th one, and that would have made me money.
This 1886 move. If you didn't take an L on the first attempt through or the second attempt through, this 1886 move was just an absolute monster.
I assume that blue line you have is VWAP, right?
The squiggly one is VWAP. Yeah.
See,
these are just price levels.
Yeah, if it didn't break, I would have gotten stopped out as it broke below VWAP, and then hopefully would have re-entered. But regardless, nice trade if anyone's got it. SPY though bouncing up, thankfully. The SPY calls that we got, you are now up 12%. So again, 405 is where we got our initial. 405.50 is where I added some. And then 404 would have been my last and final defense. But here at VWAP, I'm going to look to go ahead and trim some. If I can go ahead and quickly try to trade this before it goes down on me. All right, sold some at 311. The additions were at 273, out at 311. And then the initial buy at 288 is up approximately 10%. Gonna hold on to that in case we try to go ahead and break above VWAP. MOS, man, high a day, beautiful trade. I got a little bit too early, but hopefully some of you guys stuck around and made a lot more than I did.
AUVI pulled back. It's exactly why we want to buy some of those pulls and be careful. Pulling back towards VWAP here, 137 looks to be your potential spot there. PPSI trying to reclaim the VWAP. PPSI trying to reclaim VWAP. Let's see if it gets above this. Last time we got to VWAP, we got rejected. So what we'd like to see is a push above VWAP. If you take that, like if you buy quickly on a breakthrough VWAP, make sure your stop is at VWAP. Don't sit through a pull. Coinbase on my scanner. How about that?
You've also got IND over 20 now. Coinbase. Not interested in that. Did AMD ever stay above 100? Nope, came right back down. Come on, SPY. Come on, SPY.
Yeah, Narav is saying, don't forget Powell is appearing on Wall Street Conference today, 1 or 2 Eastern. I actually think 4 different Fed members are speaking today.
Yeah, I thought it was 2, but regardless. SPY trying to crack above 406, having a bit of trouble. So if you got the SPY calls, definitely make sure you scale out. That's what I've done here. Scaled out at 311, 315, and 320. Just holding a smaller size here. As Mitch tries to hypnotize us to sleep.
Only way, baby. You hypnotized yet?
That was a good song, by the way.
Has anyone actually ever been hypnotized?
Man? Oh, man. Notorious B.I.G.
I've never been hypnotized, and I don't know if I want to be. Apple breaking above 148, looking to test VWAP at 148.44.
Shelly, I'm glad you asked about Tommy Flufferton. He woke me up at 3 o'clock this morning because he really wanted his food then. He pawed at my face while I was sleeping, which was interesting. Woke me up. I fed him. Woke me up again at 5 as he was chasing some bird on my windowsill. And now he's taking a nap. He doesn't have a job, so he can just nap. Meanwhile, I'm out here.
That's really
so that's
funny,
how my morning went.
That's actually kind of funny. I'm sorry.
No, it's actually very funny. He's very, very fluffy. You could tell when he was waking me up, he was trying to be polite, but it still sucked. So you can't be mad at that point. You gotta laugh.
MOS trying to go for a high day break of 65.50 SPY, trying to stay above the 406s. And yes, AMD is knocking at 100. Not gonna play it because I don't have a good read on it, so I don't want to just force a trade there.
Facebook trying to push through its high here, interestingly enough.
I was waiting for Facebook to come down and test 200 today because it was also the previous close, but the lowest it ever got was like 201.50. So I definitely missed that one.
205.41 looks to be the spot there on Facebook. That was yesterday's high. It tried to take that out today. It's been rejected twice. Let's see if we can get through on the third time. Shelly saying, good job, Lord Flufferton. Show him who's boss. Everyone who even comes anywhere near my house knows that Flufferton is the boss. There's no disputing that. Not from anybody.
All right, just added there on LAC. Going to look to hold the trend line on pullback. So we don't want to see an 85 show up here. 85 is what gets out.
Yeah, I hear that, Jessica. You always try to make the fur babies feel as good as they can. Will NYC is land expensive in Scotland? So we joke around a lot about this. This is basic. It was not that expensive. I basically did this through a company called Established Titles. It's it's a small piece of land. I think my plot is 1 by 5 feet. Really, what it is it's kind of like a novelty thing, and you also plant trees to help preserve the Scottish land and feel and all of that. So it's a good cause, really kind of clever. I'm just glad that my man Mitch here was running with it. He renamed my name Lord Ryan. He's addressing me as Lord Ryan.
Whoa,
Pretty
whoa,
awesome.
whoa.
Pretty awesome teammate there.
I gave you Lord Ryan, not the hypnotician.
Oh, you did it. Zunaid, my man, looking out. I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to shortchange you.
Nah, it's all good.
I just made it a thing. He put you on
I'll
it,
take the
and I made it a thing.
I'll take the copyrights. You got the marketing.
There you go. That's what it's about, right?
You've got what's yours alerted? PayPal across
Out
79.
LAC. Out LAC guys there. 83s.
I'm gonna go ahead and get out of the remaining SPY calls here at
Nothing
290s,
working on
which
the
is right at
upside.
break even. So you made money on the ad.
Oh,
God
there goes down the SPY. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
We actually still need this to pull another 5 points or so on the S&P cash in order to take out today's low. Real quick, Hex Pony says, the first album I bought to play my portable Kenwood CD player in 6th grade 25 years ago. I had a portable Kenwood CD player too. It was blue and black, and it had all this rubber on the side so that the disc didn't skip. I love that CD player. I played the heck out of Notorious B.I.G. What was the name of that album? Life After Death, right?
Short Tesla here. Seeing the market just
my friend.
get hit hard here. I'm going short. Upside isn't working.
Track 3, baby. Hypnotize.
That's funny. Ryan, please be nice to the little kitty. He lets you stay in his house. That's hilarious.
Anyone that owns cats knows that that's all cats right there.
I think Hendrix would feel the same. He's like,
Yep.
these humans think they're allowed to stay here. I allow this.
Oh, that's funny.
These humans think they run this.
PPSI now coming through VWAP here. PPSI, let's see if we can go. There might be a trade here. PPSI moving higher. So if you're taking this trade right now, stop right below VWAP, really, really tight. I've got it here at 390. So my 389, 388 would be the stop.
Boom, boom.
Let's see if we can push. Let's see if we can push here.
SPY's starting to pick out the lows there.
Here we go. Pushing higher. Oh, can't quite clear out that 4 area. There we go. Through 4 on PPSI. All right. So if you took this here at 390, I'd trim part of your 10, say 13 cents here. We're going towards highs here, though. PPSI. Watching it. Oh, here we go. That's look at the stick. Look at that volume stick.
Can I get Tesla through 740s here? That would be a nice little push there. We can crack
There's
that.
410 through. All right, you can close that trade. Bang. There's a nice 20 center. Ooh.
Nice pop.
All right, 1 sec.
I like that one. All right, 1 second. He's going on a victory lap, guys. Lord Ryan on his victory lap right now. Look at this guy. Victory lapping around.
So I wish that was a victory lap. I'm putting a kibosh on the victory laps until this market recovers because it slapped me around a little bit. I don't know if I need to be doing victory laps all that often. My air conditioner kicked on because it's a little stuffy in here, and it's only like 60 degrees outside. So I turned that off and opened the window. We might hear some bird activity.
Nice.
But here's a pull. So look on PPSI, I pulled it right back here. That's amazing. Good trade there, PPSI.
INDO coming back down to VWAP around the 19s. Do I try it? Let me pull it up on Thinkorswim so I can look at the chart a little cleaner. All right, I'm going to try some small size here on INDO. Wow, thank you for the shittiest fill in the world. I got filled at 1927. My stop loss is going to be 1885. I'm just hoping for a bounce near VWAP of $19. That's all I'm hoping for here. Hoping to get about 1950 plus. Let's see if I get it. Probably not, though, because that horrible fill I got.
All right, looking to take some profit here in Tesla here through the 740s. See if we can get it through there. A Tesla right here on the left-hand side, guys. Looking at the Q and the SPY, just keep dropping. Looking at those to keep the momentum. There is support here right at the 740s. We got 746, so we're looking to see if this is going to break through. Because if the SPY and the Qs just keep cracking down, we could see that continued flush. Still no profit yet. Going to see if it takes out the 740 here. Really, it's going to be about the SPY and the Qs here. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm back. What time zone are you guys in? Well, it's kind of funny. I think we're in 3 time zones here. We got Lord Ryan in you're in Eastern? No, you're Central.
He's in Central. I'm in Eastern.
Zunaid's in Eastern, and then I'm in Mountain Time. So
it's
You're
like
in the
what?
time I want to get
8
to,
o'clock.
Mitch.
It's 8 o'clock for you, Mitch.
yeah, it's 8:13 right now. But as you see on my computer, look what it says here. It says 10:13. I live in Eastern, baby. In market times, I only talk Eastern time. Like if you tell me the market opened up at 7:30 a.m.
Sorry, real quick. Just got filled out 3/4 out at 1950 on INDO. Let's freaking go.
Let's go.
Let me go and
Show us that.
Pull it up here. So you've got INDO traded it on Thinkorswim, but you had it come to near VWAP and the $19 bounce. That's what I was trying to play. Again, set my limit orders out. So as soon as it crossed the 1950s, I had my limit order out at 1947. So it went in and took me out. The rest, I'm just still going to have a stop loss of, what is it? 1885. Let's see what the SPY is doing here. Did he get that bounce? Still hanging out around 404.50.
Yeah, still hanging out, guys.
All right, INDO trying to make something happen. This one gets spready, which is why I love having limit orders. So when you get that spike, you're automatically out of it.
Let's go, baby. Need a West Coaster. We need the Pacific. Yes, man. We need to cover the world. You need to move east, says W. Well, got a little sneak preview for you guys. This week I'll be going to V Conference, so I'll be in Minneapolis. So if you live in Minneapolis, holler at me. I'm gonna be having some good time meeting some celebrities and also doing some interviews with Chris. So
did you get
Chris
confirmation on that one interview you and I talked about? Okay, that's why I didn't want to say the name. Okay, that's awesome. Hope it works out for you.
Hey, I'll put it this way: fingers crossed. We are working on it. It's on the top of our wish list, and it's looking like it's gonna happen.
Real quick,
we'll see what happens.
out rest of my shares here on INDO at 1975. I'm all out of the trade. 1975. I'm all out. That's awesome. Yeah, I hope it happens for you.
Yeah, no, and then just a sneak preview. Might be moving over there to the east side closer than you guys think. By the end of the month, I'm looking to be on Eastern time. So stay tuned, guys. Where to?
Wait, you're moving to the Eastern
I'm moving,
time?
baby. Moving to the east.
You're going to Florida, aren't you?
Nope. If you guess the state, I'll tell you.
South Carolina.
Nope.
North Carolina.
There you go. Ding, 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 ding. We got a winner.
It was one of those 3. It was Florida or the Carolinas.
All right, getting that flush there in Tesla here, guys. Want to take some profit here into the 738s.
Why the Carolinas?
Let's see if we can get this.
He likes
flush right
hurricanes.
Yeah, I'm from Florida, dude. We're just weird people, bro.
All right.
We'll see
You
what
could
happens
be anywhere
here.
in the world.
Yeah, that's
You
the
chose
key.
North Carolina.
So for me, it's going to be all about kind of living and living expense. For me, I'm just at the point where I'm like kind of over the whole big city life. I mean, I've lived in plenty of big cities before, and I'm
Sure.
from Miami. So with that being said, I got to the point where I'm just like kind of over that type of living. So what I want is something cheaper. I mean, I work remote, and so does my wife. So I mean, there's just no point in us being like in an expensive city like Colorado or like an expensive state like Colorado, even though we love it. Don't get me wrong. I love the mountains. I love hiking, and I'm going to cry about it, I'm sure. But at the same time, you got to think about what's best for the family in the long term. And so for me, it's not going to be staying here in Colorado. There's just no point.
I hear you. I'm going to take a shot here at AMD. Went ahead and got filled at 99.18. How did I get a fill there? Whatever. I got filled at 99.19s. I don't even know how, but somehow I got a terrible fill again on E-Trade this time. My stop loss
baby,
is going to be right about 98.80s. The break of 98.80s, I will be out.
took a little bit of profit there on Tesla 741.49s. Remember, we're in from 746 here. It's seeing the SPY bounce, the Qs bounce. And when we see the bounce, there's no need to fight it. If we're seeing the bounce, it's okay to just take the profit. So I'm looking at 743 here. Anything above that, I'll probably just take it off here. Take what we got here. At least we got back some of the losses today.
There's that nice little move here on AMD. I'm waiting for it to get to about the 45s, and I'll go ahead and take half off. And the rest I'm hoping to take are above 99.50s. Let's see if we get it or not. We're in the money, but not as much profit as I would like, so we're going to hold off.
All right, guys, set my stop here at 744 on the upside. It'll stop me out if I need to, and I'll just look for this to kind of work right back down. Mitch needs the coastal life. Yeah, I traded in the ocean for the mountains, and now I need to get back to the ocean. I know I'm not going to the ocean just yet, but stay tuned, guys, because that's when I'm going to work my way. I need to go to like a beach town where I could trade, do my thing.
All right, half out.
Do a little surfing.
Half out at 99.45 on AMD. We're waiting for the rest to go in and pop to about 99.70s, but half out here. Whew.
Brian, I mean, you never know. You never know.
What?
Nah, I'm talking to Brian in the chat.
Oh, Brian. I think he said Ryan. I was like, what did he say?
No,
Ryan.
They're having a discussion about nugs.
Yeah, they all want to point out North Carolina. Let's just say I ain't worried about it.
Let's just say that.
MOS high of day.
All right, SPY coming back here, guys.
Above 99.50s. SPY trying to break above VWAP. Let's go.
Let's see what happens here, guys. It's definitely been a fight. Remember, at 2 p.m., we will get probably a swing there, but we'll see what happens right now.
I'm not going to trade that one. Yeah, I'm good here.
There's a little push on Tesla. Probably going to stop me out right there. Boom. Just got that filled. At least got some money back there. Some money back on the day.
I'm feeling insecure. I'm going to take another leg here at 99.50s.
Exactly, Daddy Backstrap. I can go to Florida and get a card. Jumaya.
Give me the 74s.
Being called out in the chat. MOS is lit.
Yeah, MOS is absolutely lit. I tried to reload near VWAP, didn't quite come down, but we got the initial pop, so that is a-okay. Make sure you guys scale out, though. Gotta scale out.
Oxy pushing now. See if this can keep going.
Come here. You were being asked for again. They care more about you than they do me. He doesn't care. Come up here. Where's Shelly? Brian says, move back to Maine. We got some great weed up there. You also have great wild blueberries up in Maine, as far as I know.
It's just too gray up there in the Northeast, man. That's why I haven't moved to Detroit, man. It's too gray. Take away some of that gray. Give me some sunlight. I'm down for it.
Will, the cat. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We can talk about Buddy.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say the cat's name is actually Rizzo, but because we got him. He was born during the Cubs World Series run of 2016.
Oh, not a Rizzo fan anymore.
He turns out he likes the Yankees. The reality though is that his nickname is Buddy. He just kind of grew into Buddy. He knew what to do, and Buddy just became his name. That's what we call him. He's a sweet boy.
Man, a little part of me should have added to Lucid today. I wasn't paying attention to it, but
I got to get myself up full screen. I'm getting
right back down. Playboy! Who wants to play Playboy? Guys, this looks like it's setting up. Nice little 5-minute chart right here. Look at this. This is pretty, guys. Pretty there. Playboy! Who wants to play Playboy?
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take the last leg here at 99.43s on AMD, and I am all out.
Yeah,
Let's talk about those Home Depot. We already got out of the Home Depots as they broke the 304s. So here's the interesting thing, and here's where I wish I paid attention or actually had more capital to play all the stocks I want. You had a nice bounce off of 300 right here initially. So I got a stop loss below 304. Nice $300 bounce. I think gave you 3 points. I came down below. I'll be honest, the previous close, it looks like it's held. So if you want to get into some calls or equity, you can. I'm not going to, because after that loss, we've had some great trades in the SPY and MOS and AMD and Indo. So I'm not looking to give back anything, especially I've got about 7 minutes here. But if you were, this lower day break, you should be out as you get a little bit of flow coming into AMD. The 105s. Okay, hang on now. All right, hang on now.
Oh.
Okay, so you've got 105s coming in on AMD expiring this week. About 82 cents. Should we take that lotto? Should we take that lotto?
Ryan Milligan. We're going to have real talk for a sec. If you guys need to interrupt me, please do it.
Sure.
Mitch bounced. Okay, so this is a good time to do this. Real talk, Ryan. I don't think that you can take any insult, name, nickname, anything that you can come up with. I have never been called something more in my life than Brian. This is your comment here is relatable AF, because I do whatever I can to try and enunciate that my name is Ryan, and people without batting an eye look directly back at me like, nice to meet you, Brian. And it's like, what do I have to do to get it across correctly? I don't know.
Long Playboy.
Well, Brian, I'm going to go ahead and take a lotto on these 105 calls on AMD.
You, Zunaid, I hope you get smoked. I'm just kidding. I actually don't hope you get smoked at all.
Literally just got one contract, though, because it is freaking $6 away, and I don't trust this market. So just for fun, and because I have an itch to gamble, we're going to donate about, what did I get filled that? $80. Technically 79, but whatever.
Boom, just getting a little bit of a pop here in Playboy, looking for a move towards 10. Going to sell out some through 90s.
Mitch taking hits from that volcano bag after each play. Lol, volcano is the best. We have a connoisseur over here.
Of course, dude. The volcano is the best of the best. If you haven't tried a volcano, I mean, you got to try it at least once.
If you want to go short AMD, this is a decent point as it's testing 100. Stop loss would be above 140, which is your high a day. But again, I am in those calls that are now up a whopping 7%. Yoo-hoo! Obviously not doing anything there.
Order out to sell most of it here at 92s here for Playboy.
AMD above 100.
It's not holding up there.
Still in the green here, but don't want to let it go into the red. Just trying to let it pop there through the 90s. Should have got some out at 87s there, but that's the resistance. Looking for it to get through there again. It wicked up there towards 90. Playboy!
AMD rejected from 100 so far. We'll see if it comes back and tests it again.
So I have a Rooster Apparatus by David Goldstein. Dave Goldstein. Check that out, guys. Dave Goldstein. That is what I got, guys. I like glass. I'm not too into the vape life.
Miss Missy, AUVI again, question mark. Maybe we did actually pop on some decent volume here through VWAP. I would say if you're gonna, now we've actually pulled back through VWAP. I would say if you're gonna take this trade at 136, 137-ish, I'd keep the stop tight. Anytime that we cross through VWAP sometimes acts as resistance. So anytime we cross through that, if you take that trade, understand that risk and maybe make your stop a little bit tighter. If it pulls back down and then sets back up again, there's nothing stopping you from buying that. But if it's just kind of hovering around that level, you're not sure of the direction, maybe don't get yourself hurt. We are 1 cent above, according to my broker here, AUVI. So we'll see if this actually pushes.
All right, what's up with our SPY Life? SPY Life. Back down to the lows. Come on, you were going to get towards the VWAP. Nah, it doesn't want to hang out now.
AMD above 100. Trying to go for high D. Calls are up about 17%.
Brian, you would love it here in Colorado, man. You would love it here in Colorado.
Hey, what the hell is this?
Getting that continuation I wanted to see in Playboy. Give me a second here.
AMD in the 50s now.
Too slow. Let's go.
AMD.
Yeah, not much here. The coolest thing in Colorado to check out, if you guys are trying to check out and you guys like nature life, you got to check out the National Sand Dunes Park. That is by far the craziest and most mind-blowing experience that I've had in my life, at least from nature. Check that out, guys. The sand dunes are something else. I'll tell you that.
Shannon saying, I've got a repetitive question for Lord Ryan. Is there still a paper trade simulator possibility to be added to BZ Pro? I would say that that's probably very low on the priority list because paper trading is available through many different brokers. And I'm not sure that that's where we would allocate development resources. I'll absolutely submit it on your behalf, but I would not, that's not on the roadmap now, and I wouldn't be able to forecast when that would be coming.
Show you guys what I'm talking about so that you guys can understand why I've been so amazed at the sand dunes.
Look at AMD. It went up to 101s and it came right back down. This is why you want to scale out, whether you're in options or equity. $99 is around your VWAP area.
There we go. You guys will see what it's all about. Boom, baby. Look at that, guys. If you don't like that, I mean, if that doesn't blow you away,
Yeah,
I don't know what will.
That's beautiful.
Literally, you'll see
That's
sand
beautiful.
dunes like it's Egypt, and then mountains in the background.
Yeah.
That's
Is
Colorado?
there anything more
Yeah.
spectacular than that mountain range in that
That's
photograph, though? And it's just.
And it's crazy because you're there in the sand dunes. You're feeling like 90-degree heat, like you're in a desert. Yet you look in the background, and there's still snow on the snow caps at the top. Only place you're going to get that is Colorado, I'll tell you that. I mean, look at this place, guys.
You guys can have your
You can go
beach.
sandboarding.
You guys can have your beach, man. Give me those mountains.
Sandboarding. I went sandboarding there. It was so much fun.
Sandboarding.
Yes. Sandboarding.
They're right there.
Yes.
Wow.
Boom. Look at this guy. You think he's having fun? Hell yeah. Honestly, and you can camp there. Like, look at this. Like, this is real, guys. Like, it really it put me into another world. And that's not to say, like, wait till you see it at nighttime and you get to see the stars. You can see the Milky Way at this national park. That's how dark it is.
No light pollution from all the streetlights and buildings.
Yep. Never heard of sandboarding? My point.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's honestly something else. When are you in Minneapolis? In 2 days, bro. 2 days. Pack a jacket. Don't worry, I'm from Colorado. I'll deal with it. They always do like music videos at that Sand Dune National Park. Because, I mean, how could you not like it? The camping is really nice. You can go like out onto the sand dunes and just like randomly pick a spot. I mean, I've been to like Aspen, I've been to Breckenridge, you know, I've been to mountains, but this was something else. All right, just hanging out in the Playboy, guys. We'll see if it can get through the 80s and the 90s, but I'm just still hanging out. We'll see what happens. All right, Jemiah is setting up again. Jessica said, hey, check it out. Am I joining a prop firm, Mitch? More than likely not. If I would do that, I mean, it depends. If I needed the leverage, that's why I think you join prop firms. But you could also learn from them. But majority of them, they want you to already have your skills set. What's up out there, guys? What do you guys want to take a look at? We could take a look at Jemiah if you guys want. Jemiah is setting up again. Nice call out, Jessica. Let's talk about that. So it's a nice little move here, you see. You can see here how you kind of came out of this trend. You broke onto this. This is a nice little kind of pendant pattern. You came back to support here, held that, started breaking above. Now you're starting to see the lift there towards 676, but you want to see it take out the highs, right? And so right here, you could do a kind of a horizontal line right off the highs there. The high there is 679. Look how you keep wicking there. What you want to see is an actual close above that to show you continuation strength. And what would you want it to hold on pullbacks? You'd want it to hold the close there. The close there is around 671. You can see how you come here towards it, 670, 673, or 671. Now you're coming right back to it. You want to see it hold there. It's okay to wick there, but not a close below that. I wouldn't want to see a close below that because that would show you that you can come right back to VWAP. So we'll see if it can hold right there, hold the 9 EMA, then take out the 680s on the upside.
All right, it's about 10:36. So I'm gonna head out, take a little break before the squawk. But hopefully you guys made some money. Hopefully you learned why we got into trades and all that other good stuff. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Like always, guys, hit the like button. Boot camp tomorrow. Yes, yes, we got the boot camp, guys. Who wants to eat some knowledge? Come on over. We'll get you guys fed here, bro. Go ahead, get the SpaghettiOs out because we're going to go ahead and get that knowledge on in the boot camp. I'll have these guys, you already know, pow! My guys, Lord Ryan, and of course, Zunaid. And like always, Zunaid, I see you focus. Go get that walk. Go get them steps.
Gotta be. See y'all later.
All right, guys. Now you got Lord Ryan, Money Mitch here. What do you guys want to take a look at? And if you guys got maybe a stock you guys want to check out, call it on out, guys.
Before we do that, I want to answer Will's question. Ryan, what broker are you using? I'm really interested where you guys do your trades at. I use Thinkorswim. I use TD Ameritrade. So I've tried a couple of others. TD Ameritrade is what I've settled on. It is what works for me.
I say you get as many as possible. I have I think now 4. But that's just because I'm not using the PDT. I'm bouncing around here, trying to get the most trades that I can get, and at the same time have some advantages. What I say is look to your strategy and how that trades. It's so important to have a brokerage that supports your trading. Literally, there's features that support it. That's what you want to hear. That's where you want to probably be. The one that matches more to your strategy, not necessarily even the fees. If it costs more, but it's more to your strategy, then that's where you want to be. Like, let's say if I was a day trader trading massive size, personally, I would not be on TD Ameritrade because I've seen it kind of have slow lag in cents, like in the small cents. But if that's not if that's not going to make a big difference to you, let's say 2 or 3 cents, then I think it's okay. But for some traders, 2 to 3 cents is a lot of money, right? Let's say for traders that are trading like over 5,000 shares, it's going to be a massive amount of money, those 3 cents. So
I'll be honest. I see your question in here about is TOS great for scalp trading? So here's the thing. I hear really good things
out there,
about
Playboy.
I hear really good things about TC2000, but I've actually never used it. I don't have any firsthand knowledge with it. Maybe I should open up a second account.
It's just really good. I will tell you guys, it's just really good for this feature. This is why I'm here, guys, because I like doing sector to industry analysis. If I couldn't do this right here, where I can just click, boom, get to something, I would not be on TC. It's just to give you guys a clearer answer.
Here's an example of what my screen looks like. This is the TD Ameritrade that I use. This is the setup that I use for day trading. In fact, I literally named the layout day trading. Be happy to share this with you guys. Share flexible grid. Let's go ahead and do that. Share. Give me that. There is my flexible grid setup right there in the chat. So I use this to scalp, right? I literally place orders on, I call this a tree. I literally place orders here. I use the flatten now to get out. I use buy market if I need market. I'm always watching the SPY. I'm always watching the tick, and I'm always watching the ES here. And then these three charts are linked together. So I like it. It works for me. I'm accustomed to it. I really like the dark screen. So I use what works. I use what works. A lot like Mitch was saying. If there's a particular feature that you enjoy using or that works for you, it's important to stick with that.
Yep, definitely, and find out. You know, sometimes you got to find out what yours does. Can I link mine as well? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can share the TC.
And real quick, the other thing here is that although TOS has a very, very powerful and robust scanner, I don't use it because the scanners that I use in Benzinga Pro do exactly what I need them to do and are so much easier to use. They're so much easier to use that's what I use.
All right, guys, I'll give you guys that right now.
Copy the clipboard. Here you go, guys. You guys want my TC set up there. There it is.
Nice.
Boom, boom. The main thing I'll tell you guys, and I'm pretty sure we're actually working on this feature to get it literally into Pro. And then once it's in Pro, I won't even need to use TC at all. My biggest thing is just use what benefits you the most and what can get you into the green.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, what the only thing that's important in this is that you are in the green, that you're profitable, no matter what your strategy is, whether it's shorting, going long, options, stock, ETFs, day trading, swing trading, whatever it is.
Yep.
Whatever helps you achieve that goal of making more money and getting green, that's what you should do.
Yeah.
You're number one, right? So always measure yourself against yourself, not necessarily against others. If you want to get ideas from other people and what they do and learn from them, that's great. But at the end of the day, it's really up to you.
Yeah, I know the crypto environment is sometimes a little bit toxic, Ash. Understand that too. And that's what we want. What we want, guys, is to create a place where you guys enjoy coming in here and trading. You guys see us trying to kind of better our own trading, because that's really what we're trying to do. And then show you guys from that process, right? How you can add it to your process and better your trading. We're not here, guys, to show some massive gains and to be like kind of the guru furu kind of thing. If we're going to do that, then hey, we would take a lot of all or nothing type of trades and trying to get towards that level. But what we're trying to do is show you guys how you can make money different ways. And there's not only one way in the market to make money, but the important thing here is not to go ahead and understand like, hey, I just want to copycat trade off of Lloyd Ryan. No, that's not the idea here. The idea here is to understand the approach and also have a place where you guys can come on in and not feel like you guys are being trolled by some sales, just like us trying to sell you a course or something and push it. Yeah, we have our courses available like always, but you don't even see us like slamming it down your throat. The reason why is we want you guys to benefit as traders. There's too much out there that is hurting you guys. We want to help. And that's really what it's all about. The day that you see that Ryan and I aren't helping you guys out, please let us know, because I'm sure that's a day that Ryan and I would stop the show.
Well, I don't know that we would stop. We would first try to adjust, right? I want your feedback. I want your feedback. I love hearing people say, what was that, Will? I love hearing people say that our community isn't toxic. I don't want anyone in a toxic community. When you're talking about finances, and this is a hard job. And if you're in a toxic community, you're making it harder on yourself. I don't want that. Mitch doesn't want that. Nobody here wants that. So, that's why I had a bird cam set up yesterday while we talk about Notorious B.I.G. album from the 90s and stuff like this. We're trying to keep things light. We're trying to, create an environment where people feel welcome and able to learn. And if we ever get away from that, Mitch, same thing like you were just saying, I absolutely want to know.
Yep, definitely. And we always learn from feedback.
I want to know.
That's the best way. The best way. And for that being mentioned, if you guys got some feedback for us, go ahead and do so. Let us know. What do you want to see more of? Less of? What do you want to? We had like interviews last week when we got off. Do you want to see more interviews later in the day around 11? I can do that too. I can set it up. You guys see me have more interviews on Money Mitch. I have plenty of guests to go to, but you guys let me know what you guys want to see. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look here at the stock market. I'm going to do a little sector analysis right quick. Tesla continuing to leak there. Maybe should have held a little bit, but hey, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Not going to make a money today. Today definitely ending into the red. Strike 3, 1 in the green, 3 in the red. So that's strike 3, and you're out, baby. Even if you foul one off and you got a green, boom, strike 3, baby. We're out. And that's the way the rules go. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look here. Jemiah, how did that end up trading? It's still holding on up. Broke the 671, but at least holding VWAP right now. Let's take a look at the sectors. What is in the green here? Remember early on, we had communication services. We had technology in the green. Look where technology is now. 0.96 down. So showing you the weakness in technology there. Consumer cyclical also down big here. 0.84. What's in the green? Financial services, but slowly ticking away there as it's leaked here since about 10:24. Healthcare also leaking now, going its way into the red. It's only up 0.1. And if you can see here, there's barely anything in the green from the open. Even though this is all green, this is how it can trick you guys. So the sectors overall, there's a lot of them that are green on the day, but from the change percentage at the open, majority of them are in the red. This is how you can be tricked by the overall change, and that's why I pay attention to the change percentage from the open, because it shows you the swing there, right? It makes it look like financial services are really great, but really it's just a gap up. You see this gap up? That's all you're seeing. That 1.44%, that's this right to here. 1% getting it up there, 1.44 right up where it is now. So you can get fooled by those gaps a lot of the time. That's why I look at the change from the open. And that's what's going to be important for me, because the change at the open was right around here, 930s. And you can see we have actually gone down here from the open.
Patrick asking Lord Ryan, is happy hour on YouTube? No, happy hour is closed, if you will, to Benzinga Pro clients. If you're a Benzinga Pro client, you can simply join it whenever you want. But it's not on YouTube. Chris, I just want to shout out Chris here. You have been posting your trades and plans here. Spot on too. You know, one of the things that we said at the outset here is that we really didn't want to see this gap up fade. It's exactly what we're seeing now. This is actually one of the reasons why we'd like to see the market gap down. We'd like to see the reversal of that, find relative strength against a gap down market. But it does look like we're bleeding back some of our gains. We've given about halfway through the gap. Looks like Chris's trade here is trying to capture some more of that downside move towards 398.5. Good. I appreciate you shouting all this out, though.
Brothers in Arms, indeed. That's what it's all about. One of my favorite songs there, Brothers in Arms.
Real quick, this comment hits different. Holy cow, I was so scared to even talk in the chat or ask anything. Once I finally did, I couldn't stop. Everyone here is so nice and supportive. I love our family. So the one thing that I will say here is that don't ever be afraid to ask. The only thing, we don't really have a lot of rules here. We're trying to keep this as casual as possible. Really, the only rule we have is don't spam and don't insult other people over and over again. If you don't do those two things, there is no such thing as a stupid question. Mitch and I talk about it all the time. We're trying to work on process of traders of varying skill levels. No such thing as a dumb question. How many times we've been asked about who our broker is? Got no problem answering any of those questions, even if we answer them multiple times. Do not be afraid. Do what Jessica did. Get over that fear. Ask your questions. If we help you at all, that's what we're out here for.
All right, VZ looking good here. Verizon, guys. I'm not going to take the trade because I'm on my strike 3, and unfortunately, that means I can't trade no more for the day. But if you guys can see here, Verizon Communications here holding there. Nice little rounding bottom going into a cup and handle. We'll see if it gets through 49 here. It does look interesting there. Verizon Communications has been seeing this. This is the sector chart. So I want to see this kind of push on up through here, get on up here towards this level, showing us that nice little breakout. And you could see the continuation in Verizon. We'll see if that can continue making moves there. Of course, there's some other kind of high capitalizations in the communications. You can see T-Mobile kind of push there. AT&T is also setting up there at the VWAP to come back up through the high there of 2047. That's the ones that I'd be looking at. Probably T and VZ there. We'll see what happens.
And just a couple of things here that I'm watching from like a larger market perspective. We got Bitcoin selling off pretty significantly.
Okay.
Sorry.
Where we at?
Where we at? I didn't have that chart up, Mitch.
I think we have it on Pros.
Yeah, we do. We do. I was just looking at the one that I have here. So here's your intraday chart of Bitcoin, right? So when we woke up this morning, when we woke up this morning, we were definitely drifting up. We've sold off quite a bit here, and on some pretty decent volume too. These volume sticks down here, pretty sizable. I'm going to watch this throughout the rest of the day. The other thing is we got the VIX curling up. So remember, we came down from a 34 handle on the VIX. We're currently at 27. We were as low as 26.5. But I would imagine if this sell-off accelerates here, that VIX will continue to climb. Again, honestly, the thing I'd really like to see the most is a big-time flush. VIX above 40, lots of panic. I think that's what would inevitably bring back some of the value buyers, resetting some of these lofty asset prices.
All right,
See,
there's a nice little push there, Verizon. We'll see if it can continue through the 49 level.
Bitcoin hourly, not good. You got it, Chris. Going to lead the market lower.
Yes.
Crazy. It's crazy to think that Bitcoin might lead.
Well, the biggest thing is that one thing that we've seen a lot of, right? And I think we can actually chat this, but a lot of people have added Bitcoin into their portfolio, right? And so if you're adding Bitcoin into your portfolio and everybody's just kind of getting these cookie cutter portfolios, I think that's how you see that correlation happen, at least with Bitcoin. Just a lot of people dipping their toes in Bitcoin. And they dip their toes where? Probably at like 40,000, 50,000. And so with that being said, you're going to see a lot of people put it into the hurt. And another thing they mentioned about Bitcoin that I think you see more often than not is higher leverage being offered in cryptocurrency. Sometimes I saw like 20-1 leverage. 20-1 leverage is the easy way to make money, but also an easy way to lose it.
I was going to say that cuts in both directions.
Yeah,
cuts in both directions.
That's why I'll tell you, yeah, it's easy to make it, but it's also easy to lose it too. We'll see if Verizon can continue making a lift up here. It's SPY still down there towards 403, but catching a little bit of bounce there around the 403 level. Bitcoin led the rally in 2020 from the bottom. I agree with that, Brian. That very much could have been a good point there.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about Bitcoin being, a hedge for stocks, a hedge for inflation, this, that, and the other thing. It's a risk asset like other risk assets, and it certainly hasn't decoupled from that. So there might be days where the SPY is up and Bitcoin is down, and vice versa. But like we talked at the beginning of this, recognizing patterns is something that you need to do in order to be a successful trader. Perhaps Brian and Chris have recognized a pattern here that they're able to repeat and trade. It doesn't matter what anyone else's opinion is. They're able to stay green. That's really what it means, or that's really what's important.
Yeah, definitely going to be something to watch. I'll be watching for Bitcoin to come down. I've talked about it. My levels are between 20K and 9K, somewhere in between there, right? There's about 11,000 there. So we're looking at somewhere between maybe around 15 to 16 to get the starter on. But below 20K, I have at least free reign to start dipping in here. And why would I call those numbers out? I'm just looking at the retracement. Last time we went from about 20K back down to 3K. That's about an 86% loss, right? And so I'm doing the same thing from 60,000. I'll do that same kind of cut down, about 80%, 86%, and that takes you to 9K. So to me, I don't think it breaks 9K. I think that you have some support down there near the 10,000 level, so maybe you get a wick down there. But I'm looking at these levels, and like always, make your own investment decision on Bitcoin. But I do think that I want to have a little piece in it, and this is going to be my chance on the crypto winter that we're in right now, even though it's summer. But we're in crypto winter, guys.
AGRI trading up to that 250 level and taking a break here. It looks like it wants to go higher here. Would love to see 255 get taken down.
All right, SPY bouncing back a little bit there. We'll see if we can get some stocks to continue pushing. We talked about VZ here. It's trying to get through that 49 level. We'll see if we can get on through there. How did Jemiah? Did that hold up the VWAP there? Yeah, it held VWAP. Came back towards the high there. We'll see if it breaks through 679. All right, guys, we had some that were starting to go into the really close to the red. Now you're getting utilities to start pushing here, guys. So take a look at utilities today. We'll see if these can start moving here. POR already moving here. Southern Company trying to move on up there. Dominion Energy, another one to keep on watch. I like XL. You guys can watch that one. And Duke, of course. Let's see if this one can start pushing through the 109s and continue on up. So Powell's gonna actually be speaking at the Wall Street Journal's conference, guys. So we won't be streaming that. You'll have to watch that through Wall Street Journal, but I will let you guys know that it's definitely probably going to play a factor into the market. So we'll keep on watch, and that's supposed to be at 2 p.m. Eastern. Bumpin' Powell.
Caleb says, I don't think Bitcoin will go below 20K. I kind of feel like 20K is going to be that next bounce spot, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it go beneath that. What I will say is the next move from 20K to 100K, that's going to be incredible. And that's going to change a lot of people's mind.
Yeah, I think one of the key things there is that the last wave, right? The last one, not the one that we just got, went from around, let's say 3K to 20K. And then you get below that. It's kind of like a support. That's why I'm calling the 20K mark, right? It's like a support, just like we'd see it on a chart. And so to me, I think it could touch it at least. And so I've always said that at least 20K, and I don't want to go above that because I get stuck in the middle. And I hate being a freaking pig. I'll tell you that right now. If there's one thing I hate in investments, is being a freaking pig. Being stuck in the middle, seeing the guys that are bulls, they probably bought at the top, but at least they know, like, hey, the high of the day breakout, they know they're kind of risk. But when you get stuck in the middle, that's where I hate getting in there. I feel like you get in this indecision. You're like, you get little pops up, you don't want to sell. Little pops down, you think it's too little of a risk. And so you're stuck in the middle and you can't make a decision. Never be a pig. He should be arrested for manipulating the markets. That's his job.
So real quick, I'm going to show my screen. A little tip here for all the pro users. I'll try to zoom in here. In our calendar, we have what's called an economics calendar. And the economics calendar is going to outline any of the key economic events. We also have a filter for Fed, right? So basically what I did is I just filtered to only see Fed items for today's date, May 17th, Tuesday, May 17th. Here we go. Here are the times. This one looks, I don't think Bullard is speaking at 3:24. I'll check into that. That might just be an AM PM mix up or some type of, that's like Excel. When you type in 1/2, you mean to type in 1/2, and it's like, today is January 2nd. And it's like, okay, that's not what I meant. Anyway, that might be just a value mess up here. But this is one way to see who is speaking and what's going on in the day. Real quick way to do that.
I don't know. This is relatively new to hit the tape. But I did see on Bloomberg Markets, St. Louis Fed President James Bullard says that he supports raising interest rates in 0.5 percentage point steps at the coming FOMC meetings. So that's kind of just more talk towards the, no, we won't do the 0.75 hike rate. I remember when I first mentioned that, I was talking about it with the pre-market prep boys, and I was like, could there be mentions of a 0.75 rate hike? I had to actually do some research about that. It hasn't happened very often. But I remember when I started bringing it up, and then now we're actually talking about it. It's crazy that it's even being mentioned. I don't think that was kind of even thought of, let's say, before 2022. There's a nice push in Verizon.
I'm actually seeing a report. I know that this isn't market related, but I'm seeing that Lionel Messi is coming to the MLS.
That's not a bad thing, Lord
No,
Ryan.
that's amazing for American soccer. He's going to Miami.
Yeah, I could see him going to Miami.
So guys, so check this out. Lionel Messi will join MLS club Inter Miami in 2023 when his PSG contract ends.
Yeah,
he's also going to acquire 35% of the team. Oh my God.
Exactly. That's what they're giving them. That's a new thing, Ryan. You see right there? That's a new trend there that it might start happening more and more. They're going to give him actually team rights for joining the squad. That's pretty interesting, right?
Hey, I'll take Messi over here in the MLS. That would be helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I remember Kaká. I was watching. He played for Orlando. And I've watched him ball out. So he still has some skills. One thing that happened though in PSG is that they didn't like him anymore. He was not getting along with that team.
Yeah.
They literally, like, this guy was like a sad kid in the corner kind of thing. Everybody else laughing, enjoying themselves, and you just see him in the corner just not having fun. So if he's gonna have fun and come play over here, let him come have fun.
Real quick, Trevor saying, Ryan, how do you join the happy hour being a pro user? About 10 minutes to the close, you'll see a little pop-up in the bottom right-hand, or excuse me, bottom left-hand corner. So right down here, you'll see a little yellow pop-up, and it will have a link. You can just click on it. It will have a link to sign up for the happy hour. Once you sign up for it one time, you will have access to all of the other times that I believe that Zoom emails you on that one. Good question, though.
All right, we'll see if the market can come back roaring. I'll take a look at Apple here. I'm going to see if it's going to push towards 148. But right now, it's just kind of sideways action in the SPY. And what did you know it? A crappy SPY. Yeah, I mean, it just keeps happening. It's the way it is. Vlad is going on talking about Hood on CNBC soon. Good Lord. Yeah, I couldn't even read that message.
I know. I like how you stopped mid-sentence,
I was like,
laughed,
stop.
and then tried to finish it seriously.
You see, that's called streaming skills. You read the word first, you try to get a cognitive answer into your own mind, and you're like, should I say that? Should I not? Because trust me, they'll get you. I see you, chat. I see you. You get me sometimes. All right, guys. Like always, guys, hit the like, guys. We'll see what's going on out there. Ronaldinho is actually in the Arena Soccer. He's actually looking into Arena Soccer League. I'll tell you guys about this because Bullhorn actually invested in it. That's BSHE. I think BS. Let me get it here. ESE. I'll find the stock for you guys, but it's interesting. It's just like an indoor arena soccer league. Who knows?
All right, Mitch, I got a jet. I got to get back at it. I will see all of you tomorrow. We're going to be back here for the boot camp. Stay green, stay safe. Hopefully see some of you at happy hour.
I'll see you guys there. Check it on out. All right, guys, definitely check out the happy hour with Ryan. All you got to do is be a pro member. If not, come on over to Money Mitch. I'll take care of you guys. All right, we'll see what happens on out there. What do you guys want to talk about? What stocks are you guys taking a look at? We got about 26 minutes left here. It's 11:04. It's a little bit of a slower day. Willing to change up the music because I think we definitely need that. This music is just not cutting it right now. So let's go ahead. Let's change it up. Let's get some vibes going here. What do you guys want to listen to? Let me know in the chat. What do you guys want to listen to? I know that we were listening to this last time, so might as well have some fun. Let's put some tunes on, guys. If you guys got stock to take a look at, throw it up in the chat. Let them get through a little bit of that hard guitar intro. Ooh, let's go. Dire Straits, my man. We vote right. I would listen to Dire Straits, but I don't think they'll like it here. We'll keep that one. What's your background? What made you decide to go into trading as a career? Well, really, trading isn't my career, but I do have finance in my background. I went to school for finance, so just kind of give you the background. But I've always been into stocks ever since I was a little kid. I remember 5th grade getting some Apple, some IBM, mixing up in there, getting some oils names and stuff like that. I was dipping my toes even in 5th grade in a stock market competition. What's up, guys? Looks like there's some Dire Straits fans out there. Let's go. SPY coming on back here. I told you guys, let's keep an eye on Apple. Apple could push through that 148. You could see a lift coming into here. So we'll see what happens here as we're starting to see some bouncing in the overall market. Hey, Joe. Dum, 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 dum. Well, I got requests for it, so you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Why not? Why not? Let's go ahead. Let's play up some Dire Straight here. Brothers in arms. Let's go. Let's go, guys. What do you guys want to take a look at? What stock and who are we gonna take a look at here? Let's take a look at the SPY overall. How are we gonna react here? Are we gonna start seeing some downside action, or gonna get that continued push? It's been leaking here, but it could change around. Do I like Pepper? Yes, I like Pepper, Shannon. I've seen Pepper live. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, jamming, jamming. Let's go. MOS still going. Let's go. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look here. Rose Company, guys, holding that nice push through 66 there. Let's take a look at the hourly or daily to see where the next levels are here. Next level for us is going to be towards a resistance here. That's going to be closer towards 68 for me. I think you have some level that this could keep running as long as it has some leg here. Let's see how's the volume. Volume did increase into that lift. Let's see if we can get that continued push on up here. I'd be looking for pullbacks to hold around the 650, 65.50 mark. Let's see if that can hold and you continue going through 66 up there to 67. All right, guys. Yeah, Santana. I actually got to see Santana live, guys. That was something else too. I of course I didn't get to see Jimmy play, but I got to see Santana play, and I can just imagine Jimmy too, because Santana was doing that, behind the back playing. He was playing with his teeth a little bit. He was showing off some of the old Jimi Hendrix moves. But Santana's amazing. He was playing on the ground. He's definitely something else. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, Missy Miss, you're into the fake crying with the Johnny Depp and the herd zoo. I get my information from my wife, so she helps me out. She keeps me in tune with the Johnny Depp. Man, y'all brought the vibes in today. The brothers in arms. Yeah, she definitely is a mess. All right, guys. Starting to see MOS still pushing here. Still getting the push there. Technology coming back a little bit, but we'll see if we can get ripping really. Yeah, he does have a badass female drummer. I believe I saw that also. All right, Dante wants me to take a look at Lucid. I'll take a look. All right, Lucid there at 1749. Of course, remember, I am short Lucid, so I have probably a short bias. I'm personally really bullish, but I don't understand why there's so much negative pressure. Perfect. I might be the one to describe the downside, right? And so the problem here, and I'll lower down the volume so you can hear me a little bit better. So the problem here really is it's an issue here where with Lucid, one of the things is the valuation, and this is just strictly off the financials. They don't add up right now. Where the market cap of the company is, and where the bottom line, the money that they're making or that they're worth, is not there. And so, in a market where you're seeing a lot of valuations come into play, where you're seeing stocks take hit because of their forward earnings outlook, that's where you're going to see stocks like this suffer the most. So I'm not saying that Lucid is going to continue coming on down, but until it can actually sell some vehicles and actually show you that the bottom line is going up, right now, it isn't probably the time that gives us the best outlook. Yes, is there growth in Lucid? Yes, there is growth. But growth is important in certain environments. In certain environments, it's not going to be as important, and you have to understand that. So I'm not saying that Lucid isn't valued here at $17, but I'm also just saying you take a look at the financials. They got about 600 cars that they've come out with. This is not a $1 billion stock. If you take a look, Lucid is what's their market cap now? I want to take a look here. Let me just pull up Benzinga Pro here. I can do that. All right, let me pull my Pro here. Take a look at Lucid. I just want to see what their market cap it says right now. So let's go here. So you see here, $28.95 billion. And let's just say, at least from my ideas, it should be closer towards maybe like $1 billion. Just to kind of give you a different look. Look at Fisker, FSR, right? Doesn't have out vehicles right now, so you could say that, but take a look at what their market cap is. $2.88 billion compared to $28 billion. So you're telling me that it's worth like more than 10 times the amount? Fisker's worth 10 times, or Lucid's worth 10 times Fisker? I just don't see it, guys. And so that's the way I see Lucid. It's just how it is, man. Lucid's also hurting on supply chains. Yeah, definitely. Even Polestar will have some struggle though, Roy. Let's just be honest. I mean, I can agree with you. Maybe Polestar over Lucid, but they're still going to struggle too. I think a lot of these EVs will going to struggle. Let's just be honest. Even Fisker is going to come out with the Ocean in November, and I mean maybe it starts getting a little bit of a lift, but it's still going to struggle at least in this environment right now. Tesla crawling back from the grave. We could take a look at it. It is better priced. I would agree with that. All right, Tesla bouncing off the 730s there. Getting a little bit of a lift there. We'll see if it can continue going, but right now it doesn't look like it is. Let's go back here. I know that somebody wanted some Marley action, so I can always do some Marley. You can't go wrong with Marley. Let's play some. There you go. No, this one. Not this one. Let's keep going. Let's. Oof, this one's good here. Hey, there you go. You wanted some Bob Marley action? I got you some Marley action. Let's go. Let's take a look at Tilray. Tilray coming back here. I know that it was pushing yesterday. You're seeing that continued lift, and I like this move right here through the 5. Now starting to get a nice lift. I actually might take this here for a little bit of a scalp action here. No, I should be strike 3 and out of here, but I'm still here, guys. I still got about 15 minutes left. I'm liking this push here on 5 for Tilray. Could look for a push back towards, let's say, 508, 510s to continue through the 517 today. You can see here on the hourly chart, it's a really nice hour chart, and I love these hourly charts. So as long as it can hold the support there around the 490s, you're looking good here at the 5 mark. We'll see if it can continue coming on up. Let's see if we get a slight dip here towards 96 and then see the take out of 5 here. But I do like this Tilray 1 hour chart through 5. Looks interesting. Let's take a look at the other cannabis stocks. CGC, are we going to start seeing a lift on that? Not seeing much right now. GrowGen is starting to come back there, so you could see some momentum start coming into these cannabis names here. Doesn't look the worst. I'm going to stay off of it there, guys, just because I'm going to try to stick to my rules. Like, I got to stick to the rules. That's what it's all about. So I'll leave it off right now. Can we get some Louis Armstrong action going? Hey, you can't go wrong with that. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see that 5 lift from Tilray there. You're starting to see the volume coming in there. 5,000 at 5. 5,000 shares going through there. 3,000, 5,000. So definitely some people stepping up there at 5 for Tilray. Let's go. Let's go. Get that Bob going. Gotta have the good vibes, Franklin. The only way we know, man. Hit the like, guys. It looks like we don't have that many likes today. I need you guys to support us. Hit the likes, guys. Shannon, my hands are off CGC for a bit. Can't go wrong with that. It's okay. One of the things I say with cannabis is just kind of look at it as maybe day trades or investments. I don't find them the best for swings, but it's always what you guys work the best out. There's the spam. Don't worry. I got it, guys. I'll take care of it. All right. Let's keep the vibes going here. What else are we going to play here? Who wants to hear some jams? Throw it up in the chat if you guys got someone you guys want to check on out. Like always, we'll keep it going here. Let's keep the whalers going here. Let's go. Let's go. What do we guys got out there? We got over 631 people watching us. How do you think the banks are coming back here? BAC looks like it's starting to turn around. Yeah, let's take a look at that. One of the things to mention with the banks is that keep in mind, right? Warren Buffett, he actually went for Citigroup, and that's why you saw Citigroup pop on up today. And it's actually traded well today. A lot of this, I think, is a look there. So BAC pulling on back here towards the 35.50s. But now could get back up above VWAP and then take out 36. This looks interesting for me. I take a look there on the 5-minute. I draw a trend line here, and would look to get back towards the 35.75, looking for it to get into this area, the 36. Doesn't look too bad here. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Daily chart has a nice support off the 35. I think people are going off of that 35 here and using it as their bogey on the downside. So you could look to see that 35 hold there and push and close above 36 would be a great day for BAC. There's Tilray breaking the 5s. We'll see if that can continue making a move on up, but definitely looking strong. Did you do a sector analysis check? I think I did, but I can go back to it. We'll take a look right now. All right, NIO being mentioned in the chat there. NIO trying to break through 16 doesn't look too bad. I mean, China was strong earlier in the day. Could come back on. Could come back up here. Let's look at CWeb. CWeb starting to come back on up. Baba was strong. Let's see if it catch some dip there. Still hasn't really caught the dip there, but NIO definitely bouncing on up a little bit. All right, there you go. Sublime being mentioned in the chat there. I saw Santana also. All right, what other songs are being put out there? Incubus. Ooh, that's a good one there. I've actually seen Incubus live. I could do some Incubus. I haven't played Incubus in a while. Run 3-year weekly on BAC. Long term doesn't look pretty. Yeah. Let's take a look here. BAC. All right, so BAC here. Let's look at the weekly. You can go back here. You are seeing it come on back here, but one of the things that has happened is even though you got this kind of drop in the financial crisis, look how this has just continued on the uptrend. It went up already 1,600% from that drop. One thing that is clearly is the 200-day. 200-day was all the way up here and has not come back. So I would actually like for it to come back through the 50-day or the 9 here, but it hasn't really given you that bounce back where you've seen it hold. If you draw a trend line here from the drop here, that's what I would want to see it get out of. It needs to get out of this. It needs to show like a candle like you got here, where you got a chance to break out of the trend. So move back to, let's say, 38s is what I'm looking for in BAC. Some more spam, man. I just got them. I got them again, though. All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep it going. What else is out there, guys? What are you guys taking a look at? I saw Incubus live at Red Rocks. That must have been fun. I haven't seen them at Red Rocks. I got to see them in Florida. Let's put some Incubus on. Let's do it. All right, what do you guys want to listen from Incubus? There's so many songs. There's a lot. All right, let's play this one. Let's go, guys. If you guys got something you guys want to check on out, throw up the stock, guys. I'll go ahead and check it on out before we get on out of here. All right, there we go. Let's get this going here. There we go. Are you in? I'm not in right now. Not in anything. But hey, I'm in the vibes. Nice little push here. Abbott Labs getting a nice little lift here. Let's take a look at the daily chart. This is coming back there from the 110s. I would really wait till its 120s to actually start taking some levels off of this, but it doesn't look too bad off the weekly. You can see here it came back here closer towards this support here and then bounced off the 107.60s. Could make its way back towards, let's say, around 120s or 122s. So we'll see if Abbott Labs can get back on up there. All right, let's keep the vibes going. Let's put some other jams here. Let's put on what am I gonna get here? Let's go with, there you go. This one's a good one here. Let's go back to the Marley. Hey.
Let's enjoy it, guys. We got over 590 people here. Smash the like. Let's keep the stocks flowing. I see some stocks out there. I'll take a look there. AMD. Rastaman. Let's go. All right, AMD holding the push there. Nice 5-minute candle here. It's held sideways there. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. This is going to look clear on the 15-minute. This is why I like 15-minute and 1-hour charts, because it's so clear here that it held here, just came bop, bop, bop. Third one needs to hold support. As long as it holds support, you're looking good. 98.50 is holding here. Went to 98.56. Then you look for the extension. What could you do? Measure the flag here. Measure the flag gives us about $2.86 from the breakout point, about 99.50s. And so we're looking at, again, 288 from about 99.50s. You got a nice level above here. Could get towards about 101.50s. We'll see if it can continue on up there. Maybe even 102s on the upside on AMD. Where do we see some resistance come in? Around 102.54 is where I got, and we'll see if we can get up there through those levels. What's going on out there? What do you see in the Qs now? Possible reach test on opening price? Yeah. Possible test on the opening price there for sure. But let's take a look there at the Qs. Coming on back there. Need to get back through 304, 305 to really see that lift. Do you listen to any Hawaiian music? Yeah, I mean, I listen to some reggae that's Hawaiian, but not like actual Hawaiian music. I wouldn't call it Hawaiian music. So if you got some jams to put on, Patrick, just let me know the artist and I can throw them on. One of the things is that we do here on Benzinga is we try not to make some money off of you guys in this stream. You guys see you're not getting ads and stuff like that. We're not monetizing on you. So the way that you guys help us is by smashing that like button. That's the only way we can go ahead and continue growing here, right here on Benzinga. So do me the favor, guys, smash up that like and let's keep it going. Keep it a little smoky. I can't blame you, but like always, smash up the like. And of course, hit the subscribe, guys. You know, about like 40% of you guys that watch this show aren't even subscribed. So smash it up. All right, let's keep it going here. What else are you guys calling out in the chat? Definitely smash it up. I appreciate it. All right, other stocks being mentioned in the chat here. SE, that's a good one mentioned. I saw that one strong here. C Limited, this is one that doesn't get followed too often, but I have seen some strong moves get put in. Day 2 move here got put in through the 70, up there towards the 80s after you got an inside day. So I like that. Now you're starting to see that lift here. And you saw electronic gaming and this industry kind of leading us up right now. A lot of that based on SE. Another one you guys can take a look at. EGLX doing well today, but Take Two, a bigger price, a bigger cap stock here, really starting to push there. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 days straight up. Zynga coming on back there a little bit, showing us some strength coming back into the overall industry. Avid coming back a little bit here. I would watch stocks like EA and Activision. This one came on back there. How's Activision looking now? ATVI. Yeah, it's starting to catch a nice bid there around the 78s. It's actually looking interesting to me. If we're gonna actually come down to fill the gap, or are we gonna break out from this 80? Let's go. Let's go. What other stocks you guys got to take a look at? AA being mentioned in the chat there. Alcoa getting a little bit of a bounce here after a far pullback that it had. So it could see some continued lift maybe towards 70. But I think this one's going to stay between, let's say, 80s and 60s here for a little while now. And you got to be careful because you don't want to get caught too much in the chop, right? And so I could see this one coming back towards 70. But is it going to come back towards 100? I think you got to see some driving factors for the inflation in aluminum to drive it back there towards 90. Tilray, we were looking for that $5 breakthrough. It just got there towards 504. Hasn't really continued through there, but it could get on up there. It got as high towards 515. And you can see here, it's trying to push here. We'll see if it takes out the 515 on the upside.
All right. I try to tell folks about this show. I tell them, hey, check out Money Mitch. I promise you'll learn something. Hey, that's what it's all about. Really, honestly, if you learn something, that's what I'm here for, guys. Paying it forward. That's the only way. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. 11:30 is up. It's 11:31. I'm going to get you guys on over to Benzinga Live, where you guys got Spencer Israel. You guys got AB. And, of course, you guys will have some fun and some interviews. So stick around, guys. I'll see you next time. Until then, I will let you guys know, no Money Mitch later today. I will be probably hanging out at the close. But I got to do some things, get ready for V Conference. So definitely, guys, smash the thumbs on up. If you guys want, you guys can always reach out to me at Story Investors. And I'll see you next time right here on Live Trading with Benzinga.
Check.